Okay, guys, let's get started. Okay, so let's get started with the usual Sunday recap. We know what happened last week. Let's get into the new week. So remember your struggles, your goals, your intention. Identify your struggles and allow. Let me turn this down. Hold on. It's a little bit too loud. Okay, cool. So guys, you want to always identify your struggles. This allows you to fix your problems. Remember your goals. Every day is a chance to move closer to them. Be intentional with yourself and with the market. Know what you want for your life and your future. Know how you want to tackle the market in every trading session. Psychology is 90% of the work. The objective is 10%. You must be in self-control mode, right? At all times. Learn how to control yourself and learn how to control the markets. You have to enter the market with a clear mind. Be patient with your entry. Be strict with your exit plan. Use liquidity to identify the market's objective, where the market came from, and where the market is drawn to. Once you understand the market's objective, it's all up to you. While you can't control the market, you can control yourself, your emotions. Don't get too excited. Okay, guys, let's go back a little bit. So guys, remember your struggles, your goals, and your intentions. Identify your struggles. Identifying them allows you to focus on fixing them. Remember your goals. Every day is a chance to move closer to your goals. Be intentional with yourself and with the market. Know what you want for your life and your future. Know how you want to tackle the market in every trading session. Psychology is 90% of the work. The objective is 10%. You have to enter the market with a clear mind. Be patient with your entries. Be strict with your exit plan. Use liquidity to identify the market's objective, where the market came from, and where the market is drawn to. This helps you get the best trades ever. So once you understand the market's objective, it's all up to you. While you can't control the market, you can control yourself and your emotions. Don't get too excited when you win, and don't beat yourself up about the lessons. Don't allow greed or fear to overpower your trading decisions. You should aim to master knowing the market's objective, where price wants to go within the month, week, and day, right? Every day before you're trading, you want to know the daily objective. Once you have mastered the market's objective, master your mind. Remove every emotion from your body when you're in the chart. Don't allow your goals to make you greedy. Don't allow your struggles to make you afraid. Meditate for 5 minutes before starting your day. Clear your mind and your heart. Be energized, be focused. Mark your territory on the charts and wait, right? This is all about waiting. A lot of times we get into trades and we don't want to wait for them. Early entries, just because we don't want to miss the trade, this actually puts us in a lot of drawdown and actually stops us out. We have to learn how to wait. So guys, last week, the major news from last week was the GDP numbers, right? If you guys don't know, if we have two consecutive quarters with negative GDP numbers, guys, then this means that we're in a recession. Although they tried to change the definition, we are definitely in a recession, which is not good for the market, right? This means that they pump the dollar and they kind of like, everything else kind of goes down. So guys, we paid attention to market structure, which was really confusing for a lot of people. Guys, as you know, last week we were headed up to the objective, which we'll go over in the charts. Guys, you always want to pay attention to the previous day's candle and last week's objective. When you enter the charts, you're not starting over, you're simply continuing from last week. So guys, as we enter this new week, we're continuing from last week, right? So let's get over here. Right, guys, I want to say this: stick to one strategy. The worst thing you could do for yourself is juggle a bunch of strategies, because when the market is moving and you're actually going, you're not going to really know which strategy is the one that you should be focused on. Try to stick to one strategy, and if it's not working, this means you need to study a little bit more, practice a little bit more, but really stick to one strategy if you can. So guys, I have major news. It was very well requested, guys. The hard copy of the Day Traders Playbook, this is part 2, will be released released on Amazon on August 10th, 2022. It has over 60 more pages. It's more of a chapter book. It's more geared towards psychology, intention, and then we have those patterns. We have the patterns to look for, right? It's a playbook #1 on steroids, and it's a hard copy where you guys can physically have in your hand. For $24.99, this will be released on Amazon, and I am going to update everyone. I want to thank everyone for purchasing the original playbook, but now you guys can have it in your hand without having to print it out, which is a good thing, guys. And I also have more news. I'm releasing 2 workshops. I'll leave the link in the description when the video is over. I'm releasing 2 workshops in honor of my 30th birthday for $30 a piece, right? One is a psychology workshop and one is a recovery workshop where it's geared towards how to recover your losses on your account. So guys, I'm gonna definitely leave the description in I'm gonna leave the link in the description. If the dollar is headed down, the indices are headed up. Right, we know that much. The same goes for Bitcoin and the same goes for gold. So I'm gonna cut the music off and let's get into the charts, right? And let's see what we got with the dollar. So guys, like I said, we're continuing from last week. Last week I wanted to see the dollar come down a little bit more, but it didn't. So I'm still expecting, this is the daily time frame, I'm still expecting the dollar to come down a little bit more and then head up. This is what I want to see for the dollar. So if the dollar is heading down a little bit more, right, this means that the indices will be heading up, will be headed down a little bit, well, headed up a little bit more to continue down. So let's just follow structure. Let's see what we have for structure. We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Higher high. This is what I'm expecting for the dollar. We're continuing with structure. The lows are continuing to get higher. This makes perfect sense. And although the dollar did come into this imbalance, it did not come all the way down to completely fill in the rest of this imbalance. I am expecting that for the dollar, right? And if we pay attention to structure, it really makes sense here on the daily time frame. So I like to get the daily objective, guys. I like to know where the market is headed long term, and then you guys can head down to the smaller time frame and look for opportunities. If the dollar is going to continue down, you may want to look for an area of interest, such as this one in this area. This has some imbalance in it. Nick, you're a little too loud. This has some imbalance in right here. We have some imbalance. And then we have an OB. So if you're looking for an opportunity to take the dollar down, this may be it. Right, so we know the objective on the higher time frame, but if you're trying to get in on the smaller time frame, you may see something like this, which is okay. Right, we still are following the higher time frame objective. So guys, of course we have buy side liquidity here. We have buy side liquidity here as well. Right, this is an indication that we are headed back up eventually, but I want to see us head down a little bit more with the dollar. Right, let's go back up. So that's first things first, right, that dollar. So now that we have the objective with the dollar, guys, what I want to do is I want to get into US30, which is my favorite pair. Let's see what we have for US30. I cleared the charts because I would like to mark this up with you guys. So let's get started, guys. We came a long way. I think my group, my mentees, we were looking at this from way down here, right? And we were trying to figure out where, you know, how we would get in the market. Ultimately, guys, the market did go up to the objective. So let's chart this up. I want to see where price came from. And by the way, guys, this is what we do on Sundays and the private mentorship. The private mentorship, you can't just access it anymore. You do have to go through me and have, you know, you have to be screened a little bit. But this is what we normally do on Sundays. So let's see where price came from, and then let's get idea of where it's going. So okay, we broke this structure to the downside, right? Let's bring ourselves back to this area here. So guys, this was a gap. We noticed that we had a gap. This was weeks ago. We had a gap, and we noticed that we knew that the market was going to head up for this gap, right? But first we broke the structure, took out sell side liquidity, and then we made our way up. So after we made our way up, this was like a little area here. We was looking at this as an OB, but ultimately this became buy side liquidity. Of course, right? And price came back down. Where did it come back down to, guys? Well, this became a demand zone here. And this is on the daily time frame. This is a demand zone. And we're going to write daily demand. Okay, and we started to push our way up. As we were headed up, guys, I noticed some imbalance in here. I did expect the market to pull back to this area of imbalance, but it did not. It continued up because, guys, that's what the objective was, and we have to be mindful of that. So it's not what we want, right? It's what the market wants ultimately. So, guys, right now we're in a very special area, right? We see that price had a really good resistance from this area. This is a supply zone. But guys, if we pay attention, this is also an OB. We have this big institutional candle here. And this is an OB right here. Right? So we might get a little pullback from this area here to continue up. If that makes a little sense, we may get like a little pullback. Just a little pullback here. Right? And if we're paying attention, let's look at this break of structure here. Let's look at this break of structure right here. And we might get a little pullback from this area, and we might take out this as buy side liquidity and ultimately continue down, right? But I don't want to go so far out long term, right? We also have some imbalance up here. We also have some imbalance up here. But judging from that, judging from the dollar, I don't think we may even make it way up here, but you never know. It's just we have to just go with the flow, and we have to keep our eyes open to all possibilities in the market. So if this becomes buy side liquidity, we wouldn't be surprised. But for now, guys, I do expect some type of rejection from this area here, right? We have rejection multiple times into this level. As you can see, we broke the structure. Price came down into this level multiple times. 1, 2, 3 times. We may come up and we may have some rejection from this level, come up a little bit, and then continue down. This would then become sell side liquidity. This is just long term, guys, which may, with US30, this may happen in 1 week. We just never know. So I have my eyes on this area down here as sell side liquidity. Pretty much, right? So guys, we kind of have a game plan. This is an area of resistance. Might get a pullback here to continue up, maybe a little bit, take out this buy side liquidity, and then we'll start to target some sell side liquidity. If we pay attention to structure, structure is still pretty much bearish, especially with the numbers and stuff that we have, guys. We're not about to go bullish, guys. We are just following structure. If we look at structure, right, we would still be following a bearish market even if we came up into that area. So that's what I'm expecting for the upcoming week. Maybe just a pullback. Let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. If we look at the 1 hour time frame, the market continued to make higher highs and higher lows. Really strong impulsive moves to the upside. We did come down. Price was reacting from imbalance. This became a little demand zone. I think this was on Friday. Price was rejecting, tapping down into imbalance and giving us some really good moves, right? So when the market opens, we want to pay attention to the daily candle, previous day's high, previous day's low, and the monthly candle, guys. We're entering a completely new month, and that's something that we also want to pay attention to, right? This is the month of July, guys. The new candle is going to be the August candle. We're opening an entirely new month. Let's pay attention to that candle. The new month, we may be taking out July and June. We may be taking out July and June's high, and the lows, the previous month's lows, may be a target for liquidity once we take out those highs. So guys, that's what I have for for US30. Let's go over to NAS100. go over to NAS100. Okay, so NAS100 is pretty much marked up a little bit differently, guys, because it's the same idea and the same concept, but it's marked up a little bit differently. So on NAS100, we actually came out and took out this buy side liquidity here. We're still technically in this daily OB, which we have rejection from one time already right here. We have some rejection from this area right here. So now this is considered a supply zone, right? So let's see, we have some imbalance up here, of course, and then we have a daily bearish OB price. Like I said, we took out this buy side liquidity. We may come down a little bit. Let's just see what we get. We may come down to continue up just a little bit and continue down, right? We want to pay attention to what the dollar is doing as well. And guys, we want to use NAS100, US30, and SPX 500 in confluence with each other. We want to pay attention to little things like divergence and things like that to see, you know, which direction we want to go with, right? But I do see a little bit of rejection. We have some imbalance in here. Not to mention we have a break of structure. Price may come back into this break of structure and continue up. That's what I'm seeing. The same as US30. I'm seeing the same thing, guys. So I'm gonna head over to gold. Let's go over to gold. Gold is pretty simple for me. As I'm expecting the dollar to head down some more, I am expecting gold to push up some more, right? Possibly into this daily bearish OB, and this low would be a target for liquidity for me. This low right here would be a target for sell side liquidity for me. If we can get up into this daily bearish OB, I'd be interested in taking gold down. I'm actually going to set an alert. And guys, this is what I mean about waiting, right? When you have a nice setup, you actually just want to wait for it, not rush it. You know, I'm not interested, although you can get buying opportunities on the smaller time frame. Definitely you can get buying opportunities on a smaller time frame. We have OB right here that could take you up. You just have to know what you're doing and be very, very intentional about your exit plan. If you're taking gold up, you know, you want to know that you're buying it to sell it, essentially. So this is an area where you can get in. We have some sell side liquidity right here, right? This is a low that's kind of like in the middle of nowhere. So this is some sell side liquidity. We have a bullish OB here. You can enter gold here and take it up. You know, let's see what that looks like on a 15-minute time frame. See, we have this this area here. This is a really nice area for a supply zone as well. So, you know, you get a lot more information on a smaller time frame. This is a nice supply zone. This is some sell side liquidity right here. Maybe you want to refine this area a little bit more as your bullish OB, and you know, you could take the trade down from this area back up. See, you have a few trades. But me, I'm just gonna wait for that daily time frame. You know, I don't want to be in and out the market. I just want to kind of hold it down when it comes up to this area. So that's what we have for gold. Let's get into Gbpjpy. One of my one-on-one calls, we kind of go over this pair a lot, and I've grown to like it. I really do like this pair. I have not traded it, but I have been watching it. So guys, I'm looking for Gbpjpy to come down to this demand zone here. There's a really nice demand zone. We rejected from this demand zone a few times, and then I'm looking for price to come back up into this supply zone and take out this buy side liquidity. So that's two setups that I'm looking for. This is the daily time frame. We want to come down into this area, and then we want to come up back into that supply zone, right? So you might ask yourself, how could you participate in this trade if it's kind of already completed? Well, let's go down to the 1 hour time frame and let's see what we have here. So as you can see, we have a OB, and I'm gonna take this off because we passed it already. So we kind of have this area, and it looks like price is kind of accumulating, and it may be drawn to push back up into this area. We have a ton of imbalance in here. We have a ton of imbalance in here. You may be able to catch this trade pushing up and taking it down to that demand zone, and then from that demand zone we have some buy side liquidity up here this could be a target right from this demand zone back to that supply zone. So this is how you can participate in the trades, right? But you want to make sure you get the best entry possible. You don't want to just enter the market just because it's headed down, right? You want to make sure it comes back to a nice area of interest. As you can see, guys, we're making lower highs, lower lows, right? And this would this pullback would be a nice pullback to continue down, and then we focus on taking Gbpjpy up. If you wanted to be a little bit more intentional, you'd wait for price to sell down into this demand zone, and then you take price up back to that supply zone. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pay attention to the chat because I have not. This pullback will be a nice pullback. Take that down, okay. Hey everyone, and good morning. Okay, so which low would I use when making a higher low, higher high? Okay, guys, so now that we covered the analysis for the week, let's go over structure. Good morning, Drex. Drex, do you want to join in? You can absolutely join in if you want to.
I'm kind of just watching right now, but I did see that gold play, and I was looking at US30. So I definitely concur with everything that you're saying.
Okay, perfect. So you see what I'm seeing.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's good. So guys, let's go over structure, higher highs, higher lows. I'm gonna go over structure on the higher time frame, and then I'm gonna go over structure on the smaller time frame. I'm gonna pick a pair that I never traded before, just because I don't like to seem like I only know how to trade US30. So somebody give me a pair. Anybody want to give me a pair? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Anyone want to give me a pair? We could go over that pair. Bitcoin this weekend, there was one nice play. Oh, I forgot Bitcoin, guys. That's one of my pairs that I like to trade. I'm waiting for somebody to give me a currency pair. You could drop it in the chat if you'd like to, and we could go over that. But let's look at Bitcoin. There was a trade that I did take with Bitcoin. I don't know which time frame I took this on. Okay, we have USD, Okay. We'll go over those. Good morning. UCAD, okay. EU, all right, guys. We'll go over all those. Bitcoin, you know what it is, guys, with Bitcoin this weekend? I think Bitcoin was really waiting for the indices. It was like really choppy, but I did manage to catch a sell opportunity. I don't even remember where. I know we took out some buy side liquidity here, and then I think I caught a sell. US oil. Okay, so let me go with the first one, USDJPY. And then we'll go down the list. And EU, okay. So let me clear this. Okay, guys, and be very mindful that we're entering a new month. So this is a completely new month. Okay, so it looks like USDJPY has been really bullish. Right, and we have to remember the dollar is, if you're trading against the dollar is about to be really bullish, so that definitely affects your pair if you're trading against the dollar. So if you're trading against the dollar and the dollar is about to be really bullish, or the dollar is bullish, then guys, if you're trading against the dollar, you might want to take some sell positions, right? So this is USDJPY. And it looks like JPY right from the weekly time frame. Maybe we could even go down to the daily. Well, let's go to the weekly. Looks like it's headed down for a nice retracement. We had a higher high, higher low, broke structure, higher high. Looks like it's coming for a higher low. If we're looking, we have some imbalance right in here. So just by looking at this, and I'm gonna mark up that higher high, higher low in a minute for you guys. So if we're paying attention and we're looking at this, we have imbalance. It's an indication that the market is drawn down to this imbalance in here, and it looks like it's going to continue up. We do have a lot of imbalance down here, but it looks really bullish. It looks really bullish. So let's mark this off. Higher high. And we have a higher low. And then we have a higher high. So what makes a higher high is when we break structure to the upside. Right, so this break of structure here makes this a higher high. This high is higher than this one, right? So this is the previous low. This would still be a higher low, right? What makes a lower low is when we come down past that previous low. This makes a lower low. So this is how structure works. So until price comes beneath this previous low, it still would be considered a higher low, if that makes any sense, right? So this is the previous low. And as long as price stays above this previous low, it is still technically in an uptrend, right? So I do see price pulling back. And if price pulls back and it respects this previous low, right, this could be a target for you long term. So let's see what that looks like on the daily time frame. We have the same information. We broke this high. Price came back, tapped into this previous high, continue up to make a new high. Yeah, we want to see price pull back to maybe come down and mitigate this imbalance, and then you have a target, right, which is this previous high here. That's what I have for USD/JPY. Guys, it's bearish, but it's bullish, right? You're gonna see some pullback. So it's up to you again, guys, if you want to wait for that that sell to complete and then go bullish with it. It's completely up to you. Or if you're gonna take opportunities, selling opportunities, right? So if we look at this area here on the daily time frame, this was that impulsive candle. Above that was an order block. Price came back up, tapped into this OB, gave us this push down. So if we're looking, guys, we have this big institutional candle, a lot of imbalance. Price may want to come back into this area, then you can take it down, right? This is from the daily perspective. So let's continue down. We have UCAD. Okay, we did USD, JPY, XRP, USD. Okay, I'm gonna get to that one. Okay, well, it looks like I had some stuff going on in here. Gonna remove the drawing, and let's look at XRP USD. So it looks like it's headed up, you know, the same as Bitcoin. If we look at it, guys, we have a nice order block right here. A little bit of imbalance in here. We have a little bit of imbalance in here. And we have a nice OB right here. Of course, we want to pay attention to where it came from. We look like we have a nice demand zone down here. Right, we have an OB right here. We have some imbalance. We're just following where price came from, and then we're paying attention to where price could possibly be drawn to. So we have some imbalance in here. If we're looking at this area right here, a bit of a supply zone. Looks like we have a nice little rejection right here. This was a little OB right there, but you know, have a nice little rejection. Price could pull back and continue up, right? It could do something like this, but you know, you want to pay attention to what Bitcoin does. That's like the mama coin. Price could actually use all of this as buy side liquidity, continue up, and then give us that bearishness as well, right? So this is what I'm seeing for XRP USD. We just have to see if it respects this area, then you have a opportunity to buy up to this area. If it doesn't respect this area and it continues up, then you know exactly where it's going. This is off the daily time frame as well. You want to look for your opportunities, your entries on the smaller time frame. Once again, let's continue on. Again, guys, if you're trading against the dollar is definitely bullish. So be mindful of that. Okay, let's see what we have here. Go to the weekly. I do like to start on the weekly time frame when I'm looking at these indices. So let's see, we have some imbalance in here. This looks like the market is headed up to this imbalance. We have some imbalance in here. I'm going to change that color. We have an OB. And this is CHF USD, guys. So it looks like we're headed up into this area to get some bearishness, excuse me. This sell side liquidity is definitely a target if I was trading this pair. I definitely want to see how prices react. This is a really strong supply area, guys. If we can see price continue to make, we're going to follow structure, lower highs and lower lows. Right? And now it's accumulating back up. But if it respects this area, we're still technically bearish. This is what I would want to see, right? We have that imbalance. This is where price has been climbing up into. Okay, EU. Let's go to EU. The most traded pair in the world. Okay. Looks like I had some stuff going on in here. Okay, I think I was looking at a price to come back up for this buy side. It did tap perfectly into this area. And then I created another area here. This is buy side. And then we have this area right here. It definitely looks like EU is headed up as well for a drop though, right? It's not gonna be I have an OB right here. I'm looking at this OB right here actually. And I like this area because we have these lows that were broken right here. We have some imbalance. Definitely bearish, guys, but we are gonna head up to continue down. This is what I'm seeing for. I want us to climb up into this area here and then continue down. So your advantage of knowing what's going on with the dollar allows you to be bearish for pairs that are up against the dollar. This is what I'm seeing for EU here. Okay, let's look at oil. Okay, I've never traded oil before, ever. Long term. Look at the daily. Okay, let's pull up this chart right here. So guys, it's clear as day, right? I love it when we just have some imbalance that's right there. Let's take a look at where price came from. So we have this big institutional candle. Price rejected from an OB, right? Then we have another OB. Price came up perfectly and rejected from that OB, right? Perfect. Now we have another one, guys. So when you're waiting, sometimes it's so annoying to wait. But guys, these are when the best trades happen, when you actually wait. This is a really nice setup for oil. We have some imbalance down here. We have a lot of buy side liquidity. Buy side. Buy side. So what I want to see is for us to come up, continue to climb up into this area and drop. Kind of have the same thing going on for a lot of pairs. This being sell side liquidity. Let's take a look at it on the 4-hour time frame to see what it's doing. Okay, so we have this imbalance price continue up from this imbalance here. Check this out on the hour. Then we created a bit of a demand zone. Okay, so on the smaller time frame, it looks like price is pulling back to continue up. We have imbalance right here and here. We took out some buy side liquidity. Price may want to actually take out some sell side liquidity. Continue down to continue up. This being a target as buy side liquidity on the smaller time frame. So let's take a look at what that looks like. This is what we might see on the smaller time frame, right? Took out some buy side right here. Let's take out some sell side, which would be this, to continue up to this imbalance. Okay, Euro JPY. Let's look at Euro JPY. And guys, I want you to pay attention to the fundamentals, not only on forexfactory.com, but you want to watch Bloomberg. You want to get the opinions of a lot of, you know, the big people, the companies. You want to see what the companies are looking for. This gives you an idea of kind of which way everything is going as well. This gives you a nice idea. Okay, so Euro JPY looks like it's definitely headed down. We do have some imbalance in here. Overall, let's see where we are. Overall, looks like, let me see. Let me go to the monthly time frame. Kind of sideways, in my opinion. Definitely sideways. I definitely in the long term will want to see this high being broken. But it looks like it's sideways kind of. So let's see what opportunities we have. Definitely looks like it's headed down, guys, for this imbalance. Gonna go to the daily time frame. I'm gonna mark that on the weekly. Definitely headed down for this imbalance. Right? We tapped into this imbalance here, and we got that nice push up, right? Which made a higher high. Oh, we could look at it multiple ways. Let's see something here. So on the weekly time frame, it looks like we continue to make higher highs. This was a bit of a supply zone. But eventually these highs got swept, right? This became buy side liquidity. And we continue to make new highs. Let's follow structure. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So guys, if we come down beneath this low here, which is sell side liquidity, the market could possibly be wanting to come down for this imbalance in here. If we come down, right? If we don't come down, let's go to the daily time frame. And I'm not seeing much of an area of interest here. Let me maybe look on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so we have this area here where price rejected from. So if price is respecting this area, then we're definitely headed up. This is on the 4-hour time frame, and this is Euro JPY. If price respects this area, which it looks like it does, then you can definitely take this up. This here, yeah, looks like it's respecting this area. If it goes past this area, then guys, we have a lot of imbalance to the downside right here, as well as sell side liquidity. But for now, if we're paying attention to structure, we are making higher highs and higher lows at the moment. Wait. So we have a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. This is interesting. In this case, I would definitely wait and see you know, if it respects this area here, because on the daily time frame it's continuing to make lows. So this may be a change in structure, guys. So might come up to this area here. Let's clear this. Let me show you guys something. We are continuing to make lows, lower lows. So guys, we have this imbalance in here. Let's pay attention to that. And we have an OB right above it. So price may very well come up into this area and continue down. That's what I see for Euro JPY. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Just trying to get everybody prepared for the week. So guys, let's calm down, recover from our accounts, really pay attention. I gave you guys some nice setups, whatever you're trading. Just wait for price to come to you. If you actually wait for price to come to you, like, you'll notice your success rate increases when you just actually wait for those trades. Even if you're not trading on a higher time frame, sometimes you could just wait for price to come to a nice area of interest and take the trade, right? So guys, don't be too hard on yourselves, and thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to end this live session, and I hope everyone